cheese and hit it with the ice. And boy, oh boy, did 15 minutes. Then I stopped. I told y'all when I was in nursing school, I remember sitting at my desk and we was talking about different kind of treatments for different kind of illnesses. And at the time, the instructor was saying, you could use, no, we ain't doing that. You could either use heat or cold. And I remember saying, cold. I'm going to use cold. Thanks for coming on the walk. I'm Vicki coming to you loud from the penal colony, aka USA, aka America. Ciao. No greater tale told. Well, so I got my weight in the back. I'll show it to y'all when I finish the walk. It's not, because it's only a 5-pound weight. I'm going to take the other 5-pound weight and I'm going to put them both of my shoulder blades for tomorrow inside my bra. And see if it pulls me back. But this 5-pound weight I got back here now, it just reminds me that when I walk, I need to walk back. Okay, you know what? This is disturbing to me. Because to me, the whole thing, the fact that you can see my feet. The fact that you're not seeing my feet now, now you can. Hello, the feet say, hello. Yes, indeed, y'all. Oh, yes, I figured out. It ain't my first time at this rodeo. And this is what I wanted. I didn't want to bend forward like a question mark. I didn't want to see nothing but the ants on the ground. And have my ass turned up to these ignorant folks. I couldn't do it. For surely their foot would be in it. My ass ain't turned up like that. And their foot is in it already. So to imagine not to be able to, and I can see the foot coming, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, not a concern. I did this yesterday. Almost like pushing back. And I liked it. Ooh, and I liked it. Yes! Now, I didn't know. You reach a certain age and stuff come together. I'm so glad because all my plays, all my messages, I'm like, you young people got to stay alive to reach that point. It'll all be made clear to you, especially if you've been seeking all your life. It'll be made known to you. Don't give up and jump out of life. Get the understanding. So, I have seen many people, what is it, thriving in pain, arriving in pain, rolling in pain, for the purpose of staying alive. But when they was alive, they didn't do anything to stop from laying in bed, riding in pain. I know accidents happen. Okay? So, I chose a different route. I didn't want to ride like that in my passing days when my matter and energy separate. I love this matter. This is why I wake up and walk. I know y'all doing it. I'm reminded by that song, I'm staying ahead of the sugar cane because I am. Everything has sugar in it. If you say, this tastes real good, sugar. Nature of the beast, especially of this penal colony. So, and I've always had African pride. because it wasn't the thing to have. I was the darker of my three sisters. On this penal colony, couldn't understand why that was. Why aren't we equal? So, I found out all of that. Anyway, so, when my matter and energy separate, because I'll be 66 this year. When my matter and energy separate, for so long, every book I read, every research I did, in my mind I was like, I don't want to die like them. I didn't say matter and energy separate because I was still under that cult bullshit. I said, I don't want to die asking questions. Why they treat us like that? Why they hanging us? Why they tarring us? Why they take our houses? Why we gotta pay the most taxes? Why we get the most rotten meat? Why we get the most low-level jobs? Why we depicted as every low thing ever? Why are we the evil in every Western religion? So I appealed to the ancestors. And over the years I have appealed to them. And they kept saying, you know. And I was like, no, I don't know. They said y'all was sitting around there digging in y'all teeth with stalks and shit, yelling at the goats. And they just came in and just took it because they wanted to. And they said, you know, that's bullshit. And I said, I know, but I don't know how I know. All the research I did. But it was like puzzle pieces. Nothing fit together. So I took what I needed for Africans in American Theme Park, all the positive parts. It was hard to say, oh, they're hating and killing us because 600 years ago we were sitting on these penal colonies as slaves of the crowns of Europe. Why? Because Africa was so close to Europe. The African nations and their warriors, yes, they had boats, used to go over Europe all the time. Fight, rule, defeat, sent to penal colonies around the globe. No. No, I said. That's been like so long ago, like 600 years put here. No. How can they hate them like for the crown? The crowns, wait a minute. They said they kicked the crown of France out, or that he sold it to somebody. That French reason, Louisiana and all that crap. Then something about a Spanish-American War. Before this last one with the Alamo shit, okay? When Spain fought to keep their stronghold on this penal colony. Anyway, but I'm saying, but they said they kicked all the crowns out. Ain't no crown here. Ain't no crown here. No crown lives here. The revolutionary and the tea and the harbor people. whoever picked the Tea Party to get in politics picked a smokescreen. That's why I fell through and you had to melt into the Republicans. Because the Tea Party is a smokescreen. There's no such thing. Fabrications. The Crowns left the penal colony to be run by wardens. They didn't kick them off, chase them, blow them away. We had them redcoats running. For surely our ancestors were the enemies of the redcoats before America was. Why were we kept enslaved? And your illusion was it Independence Day? You ain't independent, you're a penal colony. You'll never be independent. It's the illusion, the matrix. For surely we were enemies of all the crowns before America was. So if you kick out the crown, then you know you and the blacks should have been getting down, America. But we wasn't. You kicked out the crown and passed laws to make us stay enslaved. So you were a country, you're a penal colony. And you serve the crown. And the crown said, even for these past 600 years, keep the descendants down. Keep them ignorant. But I went digging because I wanted to make a theme park showing all of our strengths and all our talents and how we have future and just for us and all our floor that we can invest in, an open opportunity. That's what I went digging for. I mean, I had stars in my eyes. Investment. I looked at land. We was doing it. And yes, there were some spots in my research where I can't put that in there. They'll never even publish it, the concept. I can't put that in there. 600 years, I couldn't put in that we were prisoners of war, and I didn't, and I shoved this to the side, and I went on. We're free now, I said. We're free now, I said. Oh, I'll just show y'all at the end. We're free now, they said. Ron Jackson, Maestro on guitar. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat. Yeah. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking now, trying to save my feet and. But I think what gave me courage, or just accepting what I researched and not what I was told and programmed, was the hardest. It's too full. It was the hardest. Okay. I'm sweating, y'all, but I put this on. Look. You can see my weight. It's supposed to help me, bend back and kind of have some kind of form. and standing a line on my haunches, not forward that I used to. So it just reminds me to squeeze my stomach and push back. I gotta put this on, y'all, because my arms are sweating. And I don't like the feel of sweat running down my arms. It's a sensation that I'm not comfortable with. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. So I'd rather have the cotton catch it, you know, and then I take the cotton off. Yeah, whew. Gotta remember to put it over my weight. Oh yeah, this breeze feels good, but let me see something here now. I got a fan on me. Ooh. Let me get a paper towel. This is a long break, huh? I gotta set up, y'all. The warden of this state put out a notice. The warden of this penal state put out a notice, a heat advisory warning. So, the last time we had a heat advisory warning, our pool in the garage went from 68 degrees, which it was freezing. We would jump in it, freeze. Water 68 is different than air 68. And then when it got really hot last year and they put out the warnings, they wouldn't put out the warning, the water went to 72. Still cold. So I think we just dunk ourselves in it. You know, I want to invite some of my friends and stuff over, but I really don't have any that's not online. I'm not a follower. I'm a free thinker. Like I said, I learned my African American studies from wanting to build a theme park to Africans in America. That's what it's called, Africans in America Theme Park. So I had to do the work. But I had to reject it. Like, oh, no. No one's going to believe that their child just got a bullet in the head because 60 years ago, their African ancestors was warring with Europe and was put on this penal colony. And they are so ignorant that they're putting a bullet in your child's head because what our ancestors did to the crown. Not America. We built America. Not America. We ain't do a damn thing to America. Now you say, oh, we built America? The New York African burial ground? That's when the Dutch, yeah. Also, the Dutch was also, you know, shipmen. So they needed boats to send the African prisoner of wars over here. But they was using kids, because when you put men and women together, like that, produce kids. So when they was clearing the place, you know, the adults and stuff, they could carry the trees on their heads, their shoulders back, whatever. But in that New York burial ground, there were a lot of little kids whose death was from the fact that they had to carry like tree trunks. And the weight of the trunk pushed it. Anyway, the spine came up through their brain. And that's how they died. So, go check yourself if you want to know. Well, of course, if you're ignorant, you know, we was white people, and then we sinned so much that the God made our skin dark because of sin. Then you stick with that. That's what you told. That's called ignorance. So, I couldn't it was just unfathomable. Though I was raised in the cult, and the cult was teaching you to hate, even mixed race people. Remember, the Ethiopians went into Germany. They hit them tribes up in those mountains. And that's why how Hebrew and what they call Jews today. And they don't know the hate is not religion. The hate is the mix of the race. Half Ethiopian, half European. That's what was hated. Not the religion. They hate the fact that you're carrying around an African religion. Though, I know you say to yourself, wow, Vicki, that's some shit. Yes, it is. Though, all the Western religions are African religions. And it don't make sense. It don't make sense. And that's why all of them were the enemy. Make it make sense. Over out of Africa, Book of the Dead, everything, etc., etc., etc. Not that Torah that those Central European Hebrews talk about, the mixed race ones, but the Torah that the Ethiopians have. Because they're the ones that brought that cult into Germany. Hit the hills. Go get a book. Don't say lies. She don't know what she's talking about. It's right there. When I was small, like I told you, they used to say that there's distinguishment between German people who were Hebrews and the German people. And I couldn't understand because I'm like, how can a religion be a race? But it's not. The truth of it is, they were Ethiopian and German. And that's how the Hebrew code got in there. Go get your books. Y'all are scholars. So that's why I couldn't understand. They used to always want to tell the difference. They tried to take the cult and put it on the person. No. The mixed race. They know how you picked up the Hebrew. That's why when the Brits did the thing with World War II, they sent you to Africa. From Germany to Africa. That was your Ethiopian roots. And you were dirty dogs, Israel, when you went to Ethiopia, rescued the few, threw them in the ghetto, and you know you're supposed to, you're talking about heritage and homage and shit like that. Y'all all supposed to be running around kissing these Ethiopians' asses. Really. That was the mix. They ain't care nothing about the religion, the cult. It was the fact that you were mixed. German and Ethiopians. The Matrix, child. Anyway, just people calling it. So, then you have to admit, what did it was, what was it, 2019? When everybody was walking around here with these guns, and these patty rollers was literally shooting down these young African American men. And then in between it all, when the race is being attacked, when this All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you hear about this gang in Chicago that like took each other out. That one day, and I kept saying, wait a minute. Patty rollers shooting us. White people walking around with the AKRs ready to shoot us and can shoot us and we'll get away with it. And the only time that we have guns is we use them for a great gang shootout. And then the kids were walking around throwing their hands up. Throwing their hands up. Ooh, the ancestors still burning on that one. They said if you throw your hands up this time and don't have something incendiary in it, it's going to be problems. Because you ain't guilty of nothing. This is a penal colony. There you go. That was my clue in. I kept saying, why are we guilty? Why are we always guilty? And of course the ancestors said, you know. And I said, no, I don't. No, I don't know. Oh, just a lot of puzzle pieces. And they slowly start coming together. They said this is a penal colony. And the reason why you're seen guilty is because this penal colony came about because your ancestors was prisoners of war of the crown. You read the history. You know it. Yes, it's very hard to believe. Very, 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 very hard to believe. But just because you can't believe it don't mean it ain't true. Hate goes a long way. No, we never did nothing to America. When you killed the cult leader, Martin Luther King, the Reverend Martin Luther King, and then they said Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, but he was a powerful cult leader. And you killed their cult leader. And if they had done that uprising in every state across the nation the right way, instead of burning down your own neighborhood, you'd have went and burnt down them farms and that forestry, we'd have been further moved along. But you stayed and you burned your uncle's car and your mother's house and your sister's clothes because you were angry. Penal colony. And that's why afterwards it got worse. And it's been getting worse ever since. Because instead of showing that power in some kind of constructive destruction, constructive destruction, you attack yourself. Penal colony mentality. That's why I take Patrolla and Sparky, my imaginary drones. Last night, them Hatfields and McCoy Woods was doing something messing with us. And I said, whew, relax. I said, come on, Patrolla. Come on, Patrolla. And I took Patrolla up and I took it out and I found the largest Kentucky farm field area I could. And I dropped petrol all over it. And then I came back, fired up Sparky. Sparky went behind and sparked and lit up the field. Lit up all the hay rolls. lit up all the food holding place I can't think of right now. Tuck your elbow in, now up or down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then one of them old nasty, ignorant, half-feeling McCoy farmers came running out, him and the family with their AK rifles, trying to shoot at my Sparky, trying to shoot at flames. And when we looked again, they were incinerated, standing there with their guns in their hands. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One for good luck. Because these people is kind of ignorant that they think bullets can put out fire. I told you they think we white, but because of sin, our skin is dark. They don't know nothing about geography. They don't know nothing about nothing. They are ignorant. So then, old Sparky came back, and I said, I feel so much better. I'm so glad I got my imaginary drones, Patroller and Sparky. And now, see, what other warden start doing some shit, and I'm gonna sit down, relax, close my eyes, whew, fill up Patroller, and send her to Michigan, Maine, wherever the bullshit is, and I'm gonna find them grain bins, and I'm gonna find them hay, and I'm gonna find them farms, I'll find them orchards, and old Petrola gonna fly through and drop some petrol, and then Sparky gonna come behind and set it up right. Cook apples, cook peaches on the vine. I don't know what cooked grapes taste like or smell like, but in my mind, I'm gonna have to find out. Because they make me take old Sparky and Patrol out at least 2-3 times a day. So, when I turned 65, I said, ancestors, I know you said I know. You know I did the research. You know I did the read. This is colder than what I would like it to be. But let's see. We'll go slow and easy because it's a little cold. And I said, okay, you say I know, no. You say I know. But break it down to me in simple terms. And they do at certain times, like I told you, I got stuck at the Fifth Avenue Library and the elevator. That's the New York City Public Library. Because that's how I was digging. Then I have visions of my lines and my times and all the things at the Schomburg Research Library. They call it Black History Research Library, 135th Street. And every time they say, you know, that's the flashes. They say, remember you was down, remember you were here, remember you were there. The Black Wall Street. That's now the University of Oklahoma. Stole them folks' money, land, and the generations ain't get it back yet. But the people and the banks and everything that stole the money, they prospering just fine. But this is the penal colony way. So I said, put it to me plain. Please, please. If I know for some reason there's something blocking me, I'm not able to see it. Tell me plain. And like I said, especially when the kids did that. Every time you see a cop, they said, I was on fire. I was like, y'all ain't did nothing. What is going? What? And then the patty rollers be like, yeah, put your hands up. You know your place. Like, and the ancestors like vibing. They was like, I was like, oh, I'm only one person. Can't you go find other relatives? And I said, make it simple for me. And they say, and of late, and when I say of late, it could be like 10 years, I have been comparing my situation out of jail to people's in jail, though I myself have never been in jail, nor in the court system. I'm sure it's an oversight. Anyway, they said, I remember, I think it was, I recorded it like the next day after I got that vibe. I was still rattled. I was rattled for a long time because I didn't want to acknowledge it. When stuff is like slammed in your face, you have to. The ancestor said, say if a person commits a crime, and this person committed a crime, he went to jail, he got an inmate number. And even upon his release, he has to have that inmate number somewhere on his person so everyone can know that he's a criminal. If he gets married, his wife has to take the inmate numbers. When they have children, all the children, though innocent, now what, the wife is innocent, don't matter, she take the inmate number. All the kids, they take the inmate numbers. They go shopping, don't nobody want them in their store. There is a criminal family. Everybody got the inmate numbers. Everybody know the inmates. So now the inmate kids grow up. They still have the inmate number all over them. And when they're married, their wives have to take the inmate number. Though also, they never, or husbands, doesn't matter. Though they never did anything, just through their affiliation with the criminal, the original criminal, makes them guilty. It doesn't matter if the original criminal has been dead for 600 years. Doesn't matter. The bloodline is labeled inmate criminal. So say like 600 years and they got to put that inmate number. All those 30 generations, inmate number goes on. So everybody don't want them in the neighborhood. They don't want them shopping at their store. Every time they take the car to the mechanic knows that's the green light. We can rob the hell out of them. The inmates. Well, what they did with us is that they attached, instead of inmate number, because our ancestors were brought here as prisoners of war of the crowns of Europe, they just said the dark skin. They made sure to put it in all the Western books that the dark skin is evil, vile, disgusting, low, blah, 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 blah. From generation to generation to me. So when those patty rollers dragging out your husband out the car. You know, I said putting the bull in the head. But when I say that, the answer, I said, you know, we can't say that. They putting us at the bottom of the video thing. And they said, girl. I hate when they use that southern accent. Girl. You're already at the bottom. This is a penal colony, and you ain't no kind of sex toy. You're an old black woman. Just by default, you at the bottom. So go ahead and say what we vibing to you, and get on with it. So that's what it is. It's nothing that you did. There's nothing wrong with your body. Stop getting cut up. Give up that sugar trying to appease yourself. It's nothing that you did. Also, in this penal colony, they hate women. They hate women. They hate women. If they like women, it wouldn't be male-dominated. Women follow men. There's a whole religion. That Mormon religion, only men lead. Only men lead. Only men hear God. And women sign off on it. On this penal colony. There's another one. I think they broke through with maybe 2 or 3 women, Rabbi, but I'm sure they're discredited. But, yeah. So I was like when they got through, I was like, oh, so that's why. It's not called racial profiling. You're giving them credit for having some kind of sense to know why. Oh, I'm going to stop that car because 600 years ago, his ancestors was brought here as slaves, as prisoners of war for fighting the crowns of Europe. And now he's driving the car. So if they knew all that and still pulled him over, gave him a ticket, unlifed him, that's different. You say racial profiling. But they don't know that. All they know is Grandpa was told by his grandpa, and then in the church that the black dark-skinned people, they's criminals. Well, did they rob? Are they bank robbers? No. Majority of them are white people. But they're criminals. That's all you need to know. And so then when he becomes a patty roller with a gun, he see that black person who up there, do a stoplight. Second offense, remember, born criminal inmate. So when he rolled through that red light, that was his second offense. That's why you don't say that when you walk over to the car. Because when you say, officer, why did you stop me? That's your third offense. And they will unlife you. That's on this penal colony with us. So, that's ignorance. That's not racial profiling. Racial profiling is knowing exactly the race that you're going for. And never did nothing to you. Not criminal. Just because your grandpappy, and the cult leaders tell you we are criminal and the dark skin means you're ignorant because you don't do your own research and you just go along with it. So, when they kill our kids, they're not killing our kids for something that our kids has done in 2023. They're killing our kids for something that their ancestors did 600 years ago, fighting the crowns of Europe. Just like they doing with Ukraine and Russia. everybody got a prison camp or a prison land that they send the losers to. Well, when our ancestors was losing our fight with Europe, they started shipping us to these penal colonies. And that's why I ain't gonna be pulled over in no car, dragged out by no paddy roller, stomped down, and thrown in jail for something that my ancestors did 600 years ago. I'm staying away from them people. That is the epitome of ignorance. That's why I never understand. They say, oh, the scholars out of America, the smart people of America. I'm like, who y'all talking about? Not these ignoramuses. No. No. They put laws in place. They already rewrote our history. They write in history that we was doctors, surgeons, lawyers, and qualified people. Though we were. That part was true. When we came here. But anyone who had a trade was a danger and was killed. You don't tell that part. You don't tell that you found out through the generations just to leave them in ignorance. The father couldn't pass the trade down to the son, etc., etc., etc. This is a penal colony. And before I go, let's make something clear here. They didn't want them to. They didn't want them to learn a trade. A man was a trade, but he's a free man. But on a penal colony, you can write any story you want to about any other race. Well, us. See? Anyway, like, comment, share. The water goes in, the gas comes out. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell subscribe. Thanks for coming on the walk. Part 2 will be on this penal colony because we ain't even at the top of the iceberg. Like, comment, share. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, Facebook friends. I hope I'm helping y'all. Y'all are helping me. I'm slimming down, y'all. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Great day. Thanks for coming on the walk.